the majority of hi-fi kit out there right now is known by a letter and a number. There are not that many hi-fi products with a name, a brand and a name. So you normally get a brand, letters or letter, number. That's a problem. I think it harms marketing. I think it harms sales. I think it harms a sort of brand recognition. I think it damages the future of the hi-fi industry. I think it actually prevents growth. I think it stops the sort of non-geeky, nerdy fans from being attracted to the hi-fi industry. They see it as overcomplicated. Another industry which also has problems, the TV industry. Now here's a lifestyle hub, especially nowadays. You've got the internet connected to it, you've got USB ports all over it, you've got Bluetooth. It's all over the place, isn't it? It's very interactive. And I've used televisions sometimes as part of my review, my reference kit, depending on what I'm, some digital thing. One or two people have said, oh, right, okay, read the review, great. Saw you use the television in there. What is it? I don't know. It's a big screen Samsung. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So what's the model number then? I don't know. I really don't know. And I've tried to find out. So I did on one occasion, and I pulled out this television because there was nothing on the front. So I pulled out the television, and you look behind you the way you do. I'm sure you're the same. It's down there. It's dark. There's nothing on the back. It's right down, right in the centre. The worst place to find. I'm there with a torch. I think my phone, but on torch mode. I'm trying to see what this darn thing says, And there's a little label, a little badge like that wide. And in tiny, tiny font, there's a number like that big. It goes on forever. I think I fell asleep halfway through reading it. That big. There's no name. It's just a big serial number. That's the model number. 2.4 seconds after I'd read this number, I forgot it. So I couldn't tell my friend. I was trying to find a pen and trying to see and thinking, is that a 1 or a 7? No. So word of mouth is a big part of sales. I had a few people asking me about that television. Couldn't remember what it was. I was even bored reading the number. So there's a few possible sales that Samsung have lost. Nothing major. I'm sure I haven't damaged them too much, but even so. You take that over to the hi-fi industry, same problem, same issues. No different. Some companies have got it. Car industry. The majority of car manufacturers use names, and they are used as tools to promote and excite people. The Twingo. Oh, what a name that is. It sounds bouncy. It sounds really exciting. It sounds like someone you really want to invite home for tea. It sounds somebody you want to spend a holiday with. A Twingo. It's pow! It's a lump of metal and plastic and rubber. That's all it is. But you give this lump the name Twingo, and you want to ha-cha-cha, you want to do a dance. That's because you call something a Twingo. The hi-fi industry is missing out. They should be doing this. I'm not saying they should be calling their products Twingo. They'll probably land up in court. But you get my general drift. Issues that they have. Well, I'm waving this piece of paper around. There's a few issues on here. I'm going to pick a few companies. I'm going to give you the names that these companies have given to their products. Let's see if you can understand any of them. Now, I've picked a few here, sure, yes, and I apologise to the people I'm going to talk about. I'm not targeting you folks. If hi-fi industry people are out there, I'm not having a go. I could have picked one of thousands, okay? In fact, you should actually be complimented because at least your names are at the front of my brain. So that's a good thing, eh? Okay. So let's pick an easy one first. The MCD 600. What's that? Well, I suppose the CD bit is a clue. It is a CD player. It's from Macintosh. It's a very nice CD player. There's a review elsewhere on this channel. And but it's £8,000. Now, MCD 600. £8,000. I think I deserve a name. Don't you think? For £8,000? Don't you think you get a name for that? Here's a good one. MCRN You still awake? I'll say it again, just in case you nodded off there. MCRN870D. Give you a moment. That's from Yamaha. Yamaha, that's who you've got to thank for that. This is a mini system, an all-in-one lifestyle mini system. It's supposed to be friendly and cuddly. MCRN870D. Really cuddly. Like it. Okay, how about the SAP hyphen 201V? That says amplifier. Don't you think? Well, Mitchell and Johnson do. Mitchell and Johnson think it says amplifier. Don't you? Yeah, of course it does. Really? Gotta be. It says amplifier all over. Come on, amplifier. NAD. Here's a couple. I call them NAD. They like to call themselves NAD. And that's another subject. We'll get to that at a different. I reviewed 2 turntables. One was called this, even though it's small, I'm a journalist. I've been in the industry for that long, you know? And even I have to look. Even I forget. And if I forget, why should anybody else be expected to remember? I do this every day. And I'm still having to look at a 1 letter and 3 numbers because I forget. The C558, that is a turntable. No passion in there, is there? No excitement. A month after that, I reviewed the C588. So, a C558 and the C588. The confusion between the two. They're different turntables, different products, different price points. There's one number that's the difference here between C558, C588. Well, it sounds like a warehouse shipment number, doesn't it? It sounds as though it's been created by the accounts department. Why not call it something exciting like the Stargazer? Doesn't that sound preferable? I've just thought of that now off the top of my head. The Stargazer, the NAD Stargazer. You think, wow, tomorrow I'm going to go to that shop. I'm going to buy a Stargazer. And your friends will say, sounds cool. That sounds seriously cool. A NAD Stargazer? Wow. I want one. Do you even know what it is? No, but I want one. It's a turntable. I don't care. It's called a Stargazer. I want one. I want 2. So it gets you excited. It fires the imagination. It gives you, you know, call it a C558. That sounds grey. Sounds boring. Doesn't sound very exciting at all. So there's issues here. And I think the hi-fi industry is losing sales. I think it's losing potential for growth. I think it's not attracting ordinary people, you know, people who are not geeky and nerdy like me, who like all that complexity and are attracted to all the complex, weird stuff. You know, I'm not normal. I'm not normal at all. Normal people out there are put off by just letters and numbers. Why should they be interested in such a thing? It's not friendly. So I think the industry needs to get its act together. If you're out there, if you're a part of a company, a brand, can you tell me why? Can you tell me why you don't have names? Some companies do. I reviewed a turntable by a company called the Funk Firm, and they put the fun in funk. They sent me a turntable called a Little Super Deck. It's fun. Little Super Deck. It has that false modesty, all that sort of stuff. You take the first letter from each word, LSD. That's naughty. LSD. The Funk Firm LSD. I put that on Facebook and social media. All kinds of reaction. Lots of type noises on Facebook, you know. And people loved this. They laughed. All kinds of jokes. It attracted attention. If it was called the Funk Firm 1234, no one would have been interested. It would have been as boring as hell. I'd have been bored, and I was the reviewer. So, industry people, tell me, why do you not give your products names? Why don't you, before you release stuff, pause, step back, turn to a marketing person and say, can you help? Because we can't think of a name. And then you've got ammunition to attract people in. This is what the car industry do. Lots of other people do it too. I'm just thinking of one industry. So I want you to do me a favour. The hi-fi industry couldn't give your hi-fi. I'm sure you've got lots of numbers and letters in your hi-fi system. They couldn't be bothered to do it. Can you do it for me? Give your hi-fi products names. Tell me what they are. You've lived with these things. You know what the soul and the personality of your hi-fi system is. Give them names. Tell me. Keep it clean, please. No F words, no swearing. This is a family channel. So if you would, politeness too. Be polite, please. So, even so, use your imagination. They didn't. You've got lots of it. They might not have any, but I'm sure you've got oodles of imagination. Give me some names. Tell me, I've got an Arcam 1234. So I want to call it an Arcam whatever, Same for Cord or whoever, Denon or whatever. So tell me and comments down below, and I'd love to know. Anyway, see you next time. Love to see you in the next vid, and bye bye till then.